All right, everybody, listen up, because today I'm going to give you everything that you need in order to build confidence in yourself and love yourself, all that good stuff. So, let's get straight into it. Grab your pen, paper, whatever. Confidence. Now, the first way to build self-confidence is to treat yourself with love. Right, treat yourself. So, how do you love yourself? Right? You treat yourself with love by going over what I spoke about in the last video. If you're paying attention, then you know. Sleep, eat, exercise, going out, talking to people, and not staying home. Right? When you treat yourself with these kind of things, then of course you're going to feel more confident about yourself. When you know that you're exercising, you're looking big, you're feeling strong, you know that you're taking care of yourself by eating correctly. You know that you're sleeping well, so you feel energized. You feel better about yourself, and therefore you will feel more confident when you treat yourself better, right? Treat yourself with that love. Number two, right? That's number one. Number two is how you present yourself. Presentation, right? Don't worry about spelling, the messy writing, whatever. Don't worry about that. I'm writing it quick because I just want to get this out the way, right? How do you present yourself? Do you feel confident in the way that you dress, in the way that you smell, in the way that you carry yourself, in the way that you communicate? If the answer is no, then you need to start treating yourself properly and working on your presentation in order to build your confidence. Now, why is this important? Because it's the way that you're perceived. If you're perceived as a weak, loser, nobody, then of course you're going to be treated as a weak, loser, nobody. So, if you present yourself like a winner, like a boss, like somebody who has value in the world, somebody who actually has substance and worth respect, and of course you're going to be treated with respect and value and all these amazing things that you want but you don't get. Why don't you get these things? Because you're not treating yourself correctly and you're not presenting yourself. So, with presentation, okay, let's talk about clothing. Let's talk about hygiene. Right? Let's get started with these. And let's talk about smell as well. Right, clothing. Wear clothes that fit you. Come on, guys. You're not little kids. Pick up your game. Get clothes that fit you correctly, that they're tight in the right spots and loose in the right spots. Right? That make you feel confident. But of course, how are clothes going to fit you well if you're not exercising? Exercise. That's the first thing for your clothing and your presentation. You need to be in a position where these clothes are going to fit you. Right? You can wear. I know that for a fact. I can wear any basic t-shirt and look better than half the people that wear the exact same t-shirt or wear a fancy Armani or Gucci t-shirt or whatever. I can look better than them in a plain black t-shirt. Why? Because it fits me well and I train. I take care of myself, right? And you should too, right? So get clothing that fits you. Don't be wearing all these fancy, or graphic tees or none of that nonsense. Just wear basics that fit you well and your clothing is going to be on point. Step up your style. You can watch on YouTube, whatever. Take some inspiration from whatever, whoever you want. Step up your clothing. Don't be wearing no baggy stuff. Now, hygiene. Hygiene. Do you shower? Ask yourself, do you really shower? Once at least. I mean, I like to do twice. Twice is good. I feel like before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning is the way to do it. For me at least. Maybe once a day at least for you. Whatever. Hygiene. Shower. Make sure you're brushing your teeth. No one wants to smell your stinking breath. Come on, get that out. If you're an adult, right, you shouldn't be having no stinky breath. Come on, what is that? You should be wearing clothes that fit you well. You should be having some good hygiene, right? You need to practice that stuff. I don't know, you need to wash your face properly, trim up. I mean, I'm about to get my hair cut tomorrow. Make sure your hair cut. Always. Haircuts are like makeup for men. Men don't wear makeup. But if you get your hair cut, that's like the same effect, right? Girls like men that are well kept. Trim all your stuff, your facial hair, whatever. Make sure your nails. You should never be having, as a man, you should never be having no long nails. Come on. If you got some hygiene issues where your nails are long, your hair is unkept, and you're just smelling nasty all the time, come on, man. You need to get that in order right now. So clothing, hygiene, and your smell. Now let's talk about not only stinking breath, bad BO, and all that. You need to get that in check. Let's talk about how to actually smell good. Now, obviously, cologne is the way, but you've got to know how to apply it correctly. Apply it on your pulse points like this, as well as your, this part of your arm, your inner elbow, your wrist, all these pulse points that, the blood flows and whatever, right? You can search up on YouTube, learn all that stuff, right? Learn how to apply it properly and also learn the right fragrance for you. Try a whole bunch of different things. Find something that you want to be your signature scent and rock with that, right? You can wear that for years to I like to find something that you can wear to anything. You know, whether you're going on a date, whether you're going to a business meeting, whether you're going to just meet some friends, go to the shops, the gym, whatever. Find something that you can rock wherever and just stick with it. Obviously, the more that you have, the better. You can wear for different occasions, but find at least one good fragrance that fits you well, that when people smell it, that they know that is you walking into the room, right? So, presentation, treating yourself right. We talked about clothing, hygiene, and smell. So you're already on the right track. Now, if you've been paying attention and you're going to tell me, what do you actually want to see in these videos, right? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Send this to somebody who needs to up their clothing, their hygiene, their smell, their presentation, and the way they treat themselves. And that might even be you. So subscribe and make sure you're staying up to date. Tell me what you want to see. Now, the next thing for confidence is practicing. Practicing what? Practicing talking to people. Now, how can you be confident if you don't even know how to talk to people? You can't. So that's why you're watching this video, because you want to learn. So practicing, going out and talking to people is the only way that you're going to learn to be confident in front of them. But first things first, as I said, you need to get your basics in order, right? Apply everything I've put in the last video. Apply treating yourself correctly, your presentation, and when you step out the house and you start practicing your social skills, then you're going to start to feel more confident in your ability to deal with people, to close deals, to talk to women, anything like that. Right? When you're confident about yourself and you start practicing it, then of course it's just going to flow. Right? Think about the first time that you learned to tie your shoelaces. Right? We all messed up. We did it the wrong way. We didn't know what to do. It took us a little while and we got it. Right? What's going to be different about tying your shoelaces than building confidence and practicing? Nothing. Right? When you learn to be confident, it's like a skill, just like tying your shoelaces or riding a bike, cooking a meal, whatever it is. Right? Learn how to actually go out in the world, practice the things that you put inside yourself and take it to the next level. Now, number 4, to confidence. How do you speak to yourself? Right? Self-speaking. Let's just write that. Self-speaking, right? Messy as it is, that says self-speaking. Your self-dialogue, that's what I should say. Inner dialogue. Let's leave it at that. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you say? Do you say, I love you? Be honest, you don't, right? It sounds kind of cringy just saying, oh, I love you when you look at yourself in the mirror. Who wants to do that? Nobody. But the people that do, or the people that build the foundation of their own self-love, are the true winners. Why? Because if you can't even have a positive inner dialogue with yourself when no one else is around, you're just you and you looking in the mirror. If you can't have a positive dialogue with yourself, then how are you ever going to love yourself and be confident to, start treating yourself right, present yourself better with your clothing, hygiene, smell, start practicing it. Right? How are you going to do any of those things if you're not even doing this? The reason why this isn't number 1 is because you need to get the basics in order, right? But this should really be number 1 because it all starts from your self-belief. What you think about yourself. It's easy to change these things, right? It's easy to just like that. Change your clothing, your hygiene, your smell. You can change that all in a day if you really wanted to. The real winners are going to make that happen as soon as possible. If you're one of those winners, make sure that you make that happen as soon as possible. This right here, this self-speaking, this inner dialogue, this takes time. This takes months and even years of getting used to yourself, loving yourself, and actually seeing the value that you provide and actually putting that out into the world. Now, this is something that takes a long, long time for some people. For me, even it took a while. Especially the first few times, this is where people fall off. They don't want to do it because they see, when they look themselves in the mirror, they're like, I love you. And then you feel like you're lying to yourself. And you are. But when you keep lying to yourself enough and you keep saying it, as bad as terrible as it feels in that moment when you first start, the more you say it, the more you start to get used to it. The more you start to really mean what you say. All right? And the more you mean what you say when you're telling yourself that you love yourself, the more all these other things are going to come into practice. Because why? Because when you start speaking positivity into your inner dialogue, you start caring more. And when you start caring more and you start treating yourself better, obviously you're going to start presenting yourself better with these 3 things. All right, and you're going to start practicing going out into the world and doing these amazing things. Now, everybody, I'm going to leave it at that today, right? These are the 4 basic things for confidence, right? If you apply these 4 things, then you will undoubtedly be more confident in yourself and you will open yourself up to way more opportunities, way more happiness, way more success in every aspect of your life. So, stay tuned. Make sure you do all of these 4 things and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.